Now on Newsday TV, business owners are assessing the damage after fire tore through 529 Bagels and Ralph's Italian Ice in Franklin Square. About 200 firefighters battled the flames last night. One suffered smoke inhalation but was not seriously hurt. Good morning, everyone. I'm Jasmine Anderson. Newsday investigates a rise in vaping marijuana at Long Island schools. Educators and addiction experts say vaping has become a concerning trend since marijuana was legalized. As a result, some schools installed vape detection systems. Others are teaching students about substance abuse dangers. We're working to learn more about a Hempstead shooting that left a 19-year-old woman dead and 2 men wounded. Shots were fired near Willow and Kennedy Avenues late Saturday night. The 2 men, both 20 years old, are in stable condition. No charges were filed in a deadly crash in Hicksville. Police say 45-year-old Orlando Yanis was hit and killed crossing Jerusalem Avenue Saturday night. See Newsday's year-long investigative series looking at Long Island's dangerous roads on Newsday.com. 3 bartenders are facing charges accused of serving minors in Kings Park. Police say there were more than 200 underage people at the Celtic Crossing Tavern on Saturday. They say during their inspection, they also found a loaded shotgun. We're told the bar was cited with 10 code violations. Giving back to our hometown heroes this Thanksgiving. Team EVA held a turkey giveaway for veterans in Nassau and Suffolk this weekend. EVA stands for Every Veteran Appreciated.
We try to give them meals to say thank you. It's not enough, but with a little that we can do, we try to pay it forward and thank them for their freedoms.
What a nice way to do it. Giveaways were held in Selden in Massapequa. Look at that, Long Islanders getting into the holiday spirit. Boats decked out and holiday lights lit up the Patchogue River for the village's annual Christmas boat parade last night. Checking out your Monday weather, we're tracking rain leading up to Thanksgiving. Today it's sunny with highs near 50 and we could feel some strong wind gusts, so get ready for that. And as you can see on the Futurecast, some rain coming in tomorrow. There is the chance for showers in the afternoon and at night, so bring an umbrella and take it easy on the roads. Rain could stick with us for parts of Wednesday as well. The sun is out on Thanksgiving, a great day for the parade or a turkey trot, whatever you want to do. More possible rain on Sunday. That's a look at your 7-day forecast.
Long Island weather is brought to you by PTRC.
The busiest travel time of the year is here. AAA says 82 million Americans will travel over Thanksgiving, setting a new record. With flights starting to get back on track after the government shutdown, there is certainly a lot to talk about. So joining me now is Alex Latke, Managing Director at AAA Northeast. Let's talk about this. We are expected to see a big increase in travelers, 1.5 million more people traveling this year than last. Why is that?
We're seeing increased consumer spending, particularly on travel. We've seen the number of miles Americans have traveled this year on the roads go up by 1%, the latest data, up 3 million flyers through October nationwide. So people are choosing to travel. And look, there's inflation concerns, there's, job concerns, but overall, we're seeing increased consumer spending and increased GDP, and that means people are really prioritizing travel.
We've also recently reported that the average cost of a Thanksgiving dinner is down, so maybe people are splurging a little bit on other things. So we know that we just had these flight cancellations with the government shutdown. Those have now eased up. Things are opening back up. But is that going to be changing things for people as far as their travel plans are for Thanksgiving?
I think a lot of people that booked their flights weeks and months and 6 months ago, they're going to be really relieved to know that their plans are most likely to be back on track. Look, there's always potential for delays anytime you're in the airport, certainly when you're on the roads. But we haven't seen a huge influx of people coming into us and saying they want to cancel their trip preemptively. Maybe some folks who were making last-minute decisions, they chose to drive rather than fly or forego the trip altogether. But we haven't seen a big wave of cancellations for the Thanksgiving holiday.
Are most of the people driving when they are traveling?
Very much so. Traveling by road is by far the most common way to get from A to B, and I mean certainly on Long Island, we're an island of cars.
Yes.
And I think people are generally going to choose that as the way to go if they can. Look, flying is not cheap. So if you got a family of 4 or 5, you got to buy all those tickets.
Yeah.
Often the road trip is the way to go if it's feasible.
Yeah, it certainly adds up. So we have all these people who are going to be traveling. Let's talk about when the best time they can travel is and the worst. When is the best time to get on the road this Thanksgiving?
The best time is probably 9:30 to 11 or noon. So you want to be just after the morning rush, but before that afternoon rush begins. Once we hit noon, we start to see the traffic impacts a little bit.
On Thanksgiving, you're saying?
On Thanksgiving is really throughout the day there's going to be traffic, but the busier days are Tuesday and Wednesday. So if you're trying to get out there early, try to hit the 9:30 to noon. On Thanksgiving, we always recommend getting out a little bit earlier than you think you need to.
Yes.
And if you have some extra time before your call time at the house, go enjoy one of our parks or something like that. Hopefully the weather holds out for us.
And get a coffee, something like
absolutely.
that. Pick up an appetizer to share. So when is the worst time to be on the road then?
The worst time is Tuesday and Wednesday afternoons when you have the travelers mixing with regular commuters. We looked at MTA toll data, the 3 single worst hours on the MTA bridges and tunnels, which I think is a good proxy for the region. 3 to 4 p.m. on Tuesday, 3 to 4 p.m. on Wednesday, and 2 to 3 p.m. on Wednesday. So if you think, hey, I'm going to beat the 5 o'clock rush a little bit, let me, take off at 3 or 2, well, tens of thousands of your neighbors probably have the same idea.
Right.
So you're not beating anyone. You really play hooky and get off at 11 or noon if you want to beat the traffic.
Okay, good advice. So we are seeing congestion time going up in our area. We were just talking before how long it takes to get anywhere on any just normal day of the week. Why are we seeing that increase in the congestion time that people are sitting in traffic?
I think it's often the simplest answer, which is this. There's more cars on the road. We've got more than 1.9 million vehicles on Long Island, according to the latest data from the Census Bureau. That's up 80,000 vehicles over 5 years.
Wow.
So we just have a lot more cars on the island. There's not a lot more space, so that's going to increase congestion.
Yeah, people who maybe lived in the city, moved out to Long Island, got a car when previously they may have not had one, so it's just something we have to deal with at this point. So what is your best piece of advice for all of us to get through this time of year?
Oh boy, aside from just try to stay sane, I would say take a look at your car. So if you don't have time for a full tune-up before you hit the road for a road trip, at least inflate your tires to the proper tire pressure, because if you last inflated them a few months ago, it's a lot colder. You might have lost some pressure, so make sure you inflate those tires. We service hundreds of thousands of vehicles every Thanksgiving holiday across the country. A lot of flat tires, a lot of lockouts. So if you're going to hit the road with you and a family, take both sets of keys in case you get locked out of the car. And we do see thousands of out-of-fuel calls as well. Play it conservative and fill up that tank when it's at a quarter, so you're not running on empty, because the last thing you and your family want is to be calling us because of something so preventable as running out of gas.
Right, you're sitting in traffic, tank goes empty. Wow, what's worse? On a holiday, no less. Well, Alec, thank you so much. Really appreciate your time. Talking about something we all have to deal with, this traffic across the region. So thank you for being with us, Alec. We appreciate it. You can always read more about this story, too, on our website, newsday.com.
Out East with Doug Geed is brought to you by EastEndGetaway.com. End up here.
Thanksgiving is Thursday, but one local greenhouse is already bursting with Christmas cheer. Let's head out east with Doug Geed.
Everybody's thinking about Thanksgiving, but here it's all about Christmas. Thousands and thousands of poinsettias are being grown inside these greenhouses. Soon they'll be shipped out to retail shops and garden centers all across Long Island. I'm Doug Geed, out east for Newsday TV.
It's right around Mother's Day when they start planning and planting for Christmas here at Van Borgendine, a wholesale greenhouse operation.
We do about 90,000 cuttings of poinsettias.
Bob Van Borgendine's grandfather started a flower business more than 100 years ago in West Babylon. In the early 70s, they moved their greenhouse operation to Peconic on the North Fork.
The greenhouse is 3.5 acres. We're situated on about 33.5 acres.
And this time of year, the greenhouse is filled with these colorful Christmas classics.
Poinsettias are a tropical plant. They came originally from Mexico, but you want to keep them in a bright light and keep them watered. We've had customers that they'll last all the way into April, and then they're like, well, I want to put it outside, and they do great in the summertime outside.
Poinsettias are unique in that what you think might be their flowers are their leaves.
And this is just the top leaves that turned red first. Gotcha. And then this one's in the stage of turning red.
Red is by far the most popular poinsettia, followed by white.
And then there's different pinks, marbles, mixes sprinkled on it. And if that's not enough, we now do a colored dye. We can make them blue, lavender, purple.
And they come in different sizes and designs. What they create here may end up in your local garden center. They supply retail shops all across Nassau and Suffolk, as well as the city.
These are 2-inch clay pots, very cute for a fireplace mantle. These I love because you have the ivy growing out of the sides, it spills over, kind of ties in a little bit more green.
As you said, right on the dinner table, right?
Right on the dinner table, look great, yep.
It's a lot of work crammed into a very short season. But family members say when they zoom back and look at the big picture, there's also a lot of joy their work has produced for a lot of people for decades. In Peconic for Newsday TV, I'm Doug Geed.
Yes, a sign of the season. Thank you, Doug. See more Out East with Doug Geed stories on Newsday.com. Click Get More below the Newsday TV video box. Only a Newsday. Go back to the time of knights and jousting. Carissa Kelman gets the royal treatment at medieval times.
Or else do you eat chicken with your hands and watch a joust, but medieval times.
It's a really unique appeal here, where you get to be entertained by something you've never seen before.
Before the show, I got a behind-the-scenes peek at the stars of the night, the horses. They're so cute.
They are indeed.
Then it was time to check out the weapons. And yes, they're real.
When two knights are swinging them at each other, they'll shave off the edges, and those are going to be the sparks that you'll see in the show.
Okay.
Pretty much any
sparks.
weapon can spark. Yes.
It will be sparks.
You got to be ready for some fireworks.
This looks scary.
Yes, this is a very senior weapon. This is the double ball bola. This is the most dangerous thing that we use in the sand. This has to move fast, it has to hit hard, it's the safest way to use it.
Oh, I feel like a knight. Next, it was my turn to suit up, and let me tell you, becoming a knight is harder and heavier than it looks. Oh my god, how do you do this?
Well, those are small on my head, so
seriously?
It makes me feel better.
Oh god, okay.
And here we have a sword.
How does it look?
You look like you, with some training and a lot of eating, you might be ready for some...
I need to eat a little bit more. Good thing it's time for the feast. This is so exciting, and I'm getting hungry. And eating with your hands has never felt more medieval or more satisfying. Finally, the joust begins. Knights, sparks, and swords flying with front row seats to all the action. And one lucky royal is crowned queen. Oh wait, it's me.
I didn't know that was gonna happen.
So my first time at medieval times, it lived up to its hype. I met the horses, wore the armor, handled the weapons, ate like a royal, and survived it all. From Lyndhurst, New Jersey for Newsday TV, I'm Carissa Kelman.
Or should we call you Queen Kelman or Knight Kelman? Thank you so much, Carissa. Find more fun things to do in New Jersey on Newsday.com. Click Get More below the Newsday TV video box. More on these stories on Newsday.com and watch us streaming anytime on Local Now, YouTube, and the other services you see here. I'm Jasmine Anderson. Have a great Monday. More local news coming up.
In inside look at Long Island businesses as Newsday presents LI Works. Join Ken Buffa as he samples unique jobs and meets the people behind them. LI Works, now available at newsday.com/LI Works.